Hey, Holy Goalie and Gamer Edie, the Game Hound's back on the PAX floor, and who are we with right now?
David Chateauneuf, game designer on Outlast.
And?
Philippe Morin, also game designer on Outlast.
We just played a demo of your game, Outlast, and can you guys just hold us and tell us we're going to be okay? We were in Edie, me and you were in the dark room playing this survival horror game, I guess we would call it, called Outlast, and oh boy.
Yeah, it is definitely there to make you jump, that's for sure. So it is a survival horror game. It is PC-based, correct?
Yes.
Okay. Tell me more about the premise, because the demo really doesn't go very much into the reasons why you're in this insane asylum with a camera.
Well,
but,
it's
definitely effective.
You're playing a reporter, and you're going there because you have a tip from an anonymous informant that something fishy is going on at the asylum. There's a story worth investigating. But when you get there, you realize that something really messed up happened. And it's probably a good idea to just leave the place. But of course, something's going to happen that prevents you from leaving. And from that point on, you're going to have to survive and find a way out. And at the same time, you're going to realize that they've been doing some crazy experiments to the patients of the asylum. And you're going to find out who's behind those experiments.
So the first part, we actually had to get into the asylum, and we started to walk around. So you're saying that the goal is we're trying to find out what happened, but eventually we almost become a prisoner almost?
Yeah, that's the thing. I mean, you're going to meet some characters that have the intent of using you. They have their own agenda. But at the same time, you as a player are trying to get out. So it's going to be the conflict between the two of those goals that is going to make the experiments interesting.
Insane asylums, by their nature, are creepy and are scary. And just about 20 miles north of here is a very famous one, the Denver State Mental Institution, Denver State Hospital. I don't know if you guys are familiar with that. Ever heard of Session 9, the movie Session 9?
Definitely. That was a good source of information for us. Really good source of inspiration. I watched the movie many times just to make sure that we don't miss any details. There are some good section in that movie that was okay, we should take that part and put it in the game. And that's why I don't want to spoil anything. But that was definitely a great movie. And then I've got also The War from John Carpenter, which is also a great movie that we got inspired from. So all those asylum places are so, like you said, are so scary. So there was definitely something that we could do in terms of mood to make sure that the player are going to get scared.
I was born in the town of that so it creeps me out driving by the place, and then I see this here, and I told you we have to check this out because it's so creepy. So what's the inspiration behind the game?
The inspiration came from at first what happened is that Phil and I wanted to do an horror games, and it's been more than 5 years that we were always trying to come up with something great. So because we work in three AAA title for AAA companies, we were we know how to do something good, but always that idea of having something scary and having an horror games was always in our mind. So we kind of split up and then back together to create the Red Barrels, the studio. And as we just at first I'm such of a horror fan in terms of movies and games. So that plus that Phil wanted also to do that type of things. And the artist, one of the other co-founder wanted to have bring his talent in terms of light and shadow, because he was one of the art director of the first Splinter Cell. So all those things just make us realize that we that type of game, horror games with in dark, was the good answer, and the good decision.
We got a first bit of listener feedback. Somebody, Ed Schmutz says, good pull on Session 9. That is a fantastic flick.
Definitely.
I noticed that in this game, at least on the demo, that you play this reporter, and you're really a very, I don't want to say a passive character, but you don't seem to have any combat abilities. It is just you trying to get the hell out of there once you're in.
That's the thing. I think that the experience is a lot more scary if you are defensive. Because if you have a weapon, then your first instinct is to be proactive when you meet an enemy. But if you have no way to fight, then you're looking for a way out, or you're just going to run away or hide. and I think that's where the game become as scary as it can be.
Will you ever? Can you get a weapon in the game?
No, you won't.
Yeah, with the demo we played, we were walking around, and there were definitely dark rooms, and you pulled out your video camcorder, and that gave you a little bit of light with the night setting. Now, can you hide from the people in the dark? Because that's what we were trying to do, is trying to hide.
From some enemies, you will be able to hide in the dark. From others, not so much. So it's going to depend on the enemy you're facing.
So can you fight them, or do you have to find a way around them?
No, you always have to find a way around them. So that's why, a lot of players we've seen play here, they play very cautiously, they crouch, they peek, and they're scared to move. I mean, there are some sections in there that should take them 5 seconds to go through, but it takes a couple of minutes because they go inch by inch. They're scared of what can happen in front of them.
As far as gameplay, how long do you think this game might be?
We're planning to do a game like around 5 hours, like something like really quite decent, because we want to really focus on the quality of the game. So we could afford to do a game like for 10 hours, but then like in terms of quality that we couldn't afford like really to do it. So like it's something around 5 hours probably that we're gonna be able to ship in terms of like AAA quality.
Okay, and this is going to be PC, we said?
Yeah, PC at first, and then we'll port it to whatever platform makes sense.
Okay, and when are we looking for a release date and ballpark figure on price?
End of summer, more than 15, less than 30.
and what's your distribution method? Are you planning this to be a disc game, or is it going to be distributed on Steam, or are you doing it through your own site?
We have a distribution agreement with Steam. We'll see. We've been meeting a lot of interesting people here so far, so we'll see what happens in the following weeks.
So you've got a really unique way of showing it, because it is obviously darkness. Has a lot to do with the suspense. Quiet has a lot to do with the suspense. You've got the really good noise-canceling headphones. You've got the booth that is darkened out with the curtains, so you can't see even the keyboard, and you're trying to play it. What is the most extreme reaction that you have seen here at PAX?
On Friday, somebody smashed the cardboard on the side. Totally went out of the frame. He probably jumped and his elbow hit the cardboard, so we had to put it back in place because it was actually letting too much light in the cubicle. So that was the most intense. And of course, there's been a few swear words screamed from now and then.
And you only have two positions here. Are you surprised about the reaction? Because your lines have been, we would have seen you on Friday, but your lines have been consistently, an hour to 2 hours long to go through your line. And that's a good thing, but are you surprised about the reaction?
Absolutely. I mean, even I think it was Friday afternoon, we considered adding a third station. But, we're a small studio, and just building this thing here costs a lot of money, so we just couldn't afford adding a third station. But yes, it's very rewarding. Feedback is great. It's the first time we showed a game to the public in a long time, so it's very encouraging. And I think we'll be thinking of this when we do our long hours in the following months.
Is there one question? Is there any puzzles you have to solve in this game, or is this?
We definitely want to have add variety in the games. Like we have some chase sequences, some puzzle, with hubs, and where you have to do some back and forth. We have open environment as well. So we got inspired from different games that works, and then we came up with something that has pretty much everything that the player expects in order to scare him.
And how long have you been working on it, and what stage are you at right now in the completion of it?
We should be alpha in 10 weeks. We've been in full production since July 2012. Before that, it took us 18 months to get the money. But of course, we were working also during that time. But we were two designers and one artist, so we were limited in what we could do. But still, we managed to do a few environments and design stuff. But it's been only since July we've been in full production.
And Red Barrels, is it still just two designers and one artist?
We're 10 people now, so it's 2 animators, 2 programmers, 2 designers, and 3 artists and contractors for sound and music.
Thank you so much for talking with us.
And
once again, when we hope to see this on Steam?
End of summer.
End of summer. Thank you so much.
Thank you so much, and good luck, guys.
Thanks to you.
Thanks.